Good evening, everyone. This is Melissa Thomas of Florida National News coming to you with the evening news rundown for your Tuesday, September 1st, 2020. Welcome to the month of September. Hopefully, you guys are doing well today. As always, we like to extend an invitation to any business owners or advertisers looking to advertise on any of our shows or sponsor one of our shows. If you're interested, just shoot us an email at ads@floridanationalnews.com to find out more. As always, guys, we'd like to give you the latest COVID-19 reports globally here in the United States and in the state of Florida. So globally, the World Health Organization is reporting over 25 million confirmed cases and over 848,000 confirmed deaths. Here in the United States, Johns Hopkins University is recording over 6 million confirmed cases and over 183,000 confirmed deaths. Here in the state of Florida, the Department of Health is reporting over 631 confirmed cases and over 11,300 confirmed deaths. Now, jumping into our world story today, Sweden, which was actually one of the countries that had a very light crackdown as it relates to COVID-19, has reported no COVID-19 deaths over the last week. So that's a bit of good news for the nation of Sweden. Data from the nation's public health agency showed the last death was recorded on August 23rd. Now, the country registered fewer COVID-19 deaths than Spain, UK, or Italy, but that's because Sweden has a much lower population density than those other COVID-19 hotspots. When compared to its closest neighbors, though, such as Denmark and Finland, Sweden's death toll is higher. As of the beginning of the pandemic, Sweden's total number of deaths total over 5,800 people that have passed away in the nation due to COVID-19. Now, jumping here to the United States, there are some more COVID-19 cases surging in the Midwest. You guys heard us talk about that last week. And there are some lowering in the COVID-19 deaths in terms of weekly averages, according to the latest report. So this is a bit of a double-edged sword as it relates to COVID-19 for us here in the US. So several US Midwestern states are experiencing rising numbers of COVID-19 cases and positive test results. We'll get into those numbers in a minute. Some of the cases are linked to colleges reopening, and others are stemming from an annual motorcycle rally in Sturgis, South Dakota. So as of right now, Iowa leads the nation with cases rising by more than 8,000 in the past week, or a 116% increase. At the same time, positive test rates in Iowa shot up to 24% from 13% the prior week. So that's an 11% jump. South Dakota has the next highest positive rate at 23%, followed by North Dakota in third at 20%. At least 25 states have a positivity rate above 5%, which of course you guys know is the World Health Organization's baseline for safely reopening and maintaining COVID-19 at a maintainable level. Now, South Dakota drew hundreds of thousands of people to that annual rally in Sturgis from August 7th to August 16th. The South Dakota Health Department said 105 cases alone had been traced to that event. Now, nationally, the number of new cases fell 2% last week, which is a sixth straight week of decline, so that's good. However, the number of new infections still averages more than 41,000 a day. Last week's total of US COVID-19 deaths fell by 7% from the previous week and averaged 900 deaths a day. Now, on the point of COVID-19 testing, you guys heard us talk about the fact that testing has dropped. As of right now, the numbers are showing that the US has tested on average 715,000 people a day last week, which is an increase from the prior week of 685,000, but that is a decrease from the peak in July of 800,000 people being tested per day. Nationally, the share of all tests that came back positive for the COVID-19 virus fell for a fourth week in a row to 5.8%, which is down from 6.3% the prior week, and of course, well below the peak of nearly 9% back in July. So in other words, we still have a lot of work to do, guys. And we here at Florida National News continue to exhort you, protect your hands, wash them, sanitize them, glove them, make sure you wear your mask and practice safe social distancing. Now, jumping here to the state of Florida, the University of South Florida, USF, is going to launch a random COVID-19 testing protocol for students, faculty, and staff starting this week. According to USF's website, any individuals returning to campus will be placed in a pool for random COVID-19 testing. Those randomly selected to be testing, according to the university, will be notified by email and not charged for the tests. So this is good. At least the tests are free. If someone refuses to be tested, however, they, quote, may be asked to self-isolate and remain off campus for a 2-week period and may also be subject to disciplinary action. Now, USF states that those whose COVID-19 test comes back positive will be required to self-isolate until medically cleared. The random testing is part of USF's return to campus plan, which was approved by state leaders and also an important part of their surveillance strategy. So very interesting update for those attending USF. Now, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break and we're going to come back with some more stories for you. Stay tuned.
At Duke Energy, we deliver electricity and so much more, like free home energy assessments, rebates for energy-saving improvements, payment options to help you better manage your budget, and even bill credits for helping the community use less energy. So no matter what you're doing, we can help you make better energy choices every day. It's just another way we bring power to your life. How much can you save?
All right, guys, welcome back to the Evening News Rundown. Thank you, as always, for your time. In the next U.S. story, Oregon State Police has been called to Portland amid escalating tensions. You guys know that there has been a huge amount of unrest in Portland, Oregon. Governor Brown, as you see pictured here, has announced a plan on Sunday that she said would allow for peaceful protests while cracking down on lawlessness that has often accompanied the demonstrations since the killing of George Floyd. Now, in addition to temporarily sending in state police troopers and officers from neighboring jurisdictions, the FBI and federal prosecutors will add resources to prosecute criminal offenses stemming from the protests, according to Governor Brown. No mention was made of activating the National Guard, though. Now, last week, 1,000 Guard troops were sent to Kenosha, Wisconsin. You guys heard us talking about that as well, after a wave of arson fires and the deadly shooting of 2 people protesting in support of a Black man, of course, Jacob Blake, who was shot in the back and paralyzed. Now, hundreds of demonstrators have been arrested, including 29 accused of taking part in an unlawful assembly Sunday night. 2 of them were found with loaded handguns, while others were carrying knives and rocks, according to police. The Trump administration back in July deployed federal forces to Portland to protect the U.S. courthouse that had been the focus of violent protests and other federal property, drawing criticism that their presence may have only heightened the unrest. And of course, the federal agents there were eventually withdrawn. Now, a bit of unfortunate news here in the state of Florida. Some 800 employees working for the Universal Orlando Resort and Hotels are going to unfortunately lose their jobs. Now, specifically the hotels that are part of the Universal Orlando Resort announced that more than 800 of their employees will be losing their jobs as the Florida theme park industry as a whole continues to grapple with the economic fallout of the COVID-19 pandemic. Employees at the Hard Rock Hotel, Lowe's Portofino Bay Hotel, and the Cabana Bay Beach Resort were indefinitely furloughed or permanently terminated, according to a notice filed last week by the parent company Lowe's Hotels and Company. A company director said in a letter to the state that the surge of confirmed cases in late June and July, so after the state reopened, and other states' decision to order Florida travelers to quarantine had caused a, quote, sudden, dramatic, and unexpected reversal in bookings. The affected employees were not represented by a union either. They work as cooks, chefs, servers, receptionists, and housekeepers. Now, Lowe's Hotels and Co. had already shut down 2 other Universal Orlando hotels due to the COVID-19 impact on tourism, according to the Orlando Sentinel. Now, that is a bit of unfortunate news. In the meantime, guys, we're going to take one more quick commercial break, and we'll come back with your business and sports stories. Stay tuned.
I'm not picking it up. You pick it up.
I'm not picking it up.
Well, somebody's got to pick it up.
I'll pick it up. They're clean. 'Cause my hand is clean. Oh yeah, I'm Charmin clean. That's how I know they're clean.
Charmin Ultra Strong is woven like a washcloth and just cleans better.
Yeah, I'm Charmin clean.
The kid does have a
That's
point.
My hand is clean. Yeah.
Enjoy the go with Charmin. And for an extra clean finish, try Charmin Flushable Wipes.
All right, guys, welcome back. And in jumping into your business story, Delta and American Airlines have decided to waive their ticket change fees, and they're following in the footsteps of United Airlines, who also made that recent announcement. Basically, Delta and American said on Monday that they'll be dropping their domestic change fees, and United Airlines had done that on Sunday. And all of this is, of course, in a push to woo back travelers, to encourage more people to start taking flights again. Now, Delta said that the elimination of change fees is effective immediately and includes tickets purchased for travel within the United States, Puerto Rico, and the US Virgin Islands for all tickets except basic economy. American Airlines' change also covers flights to Canada, Mexico, and the Caribbean. Now, when United Airlines did that, they happened to beat Delta to the punch, announcing that it would do away with its $200 ticket change fee. Pretty steep. Now, a representative from United said, quote, "This was a path we were on. I think it's the right move by United, and we're pleased to confirm that we're staying on path, and we have eliminated those fees. They're not in effect currently and won't be coming back into effect once we get outside this year." Now, all three of those airlines, Delta, United, and America, were already waiving change fees through the end of the year to give travelers more flexibility in an uncertain environment. The standby flight benefits, the recent change that they're talking about, will go into effect as of October 1st. A spokesperson with American declined to say whether the moves will be permanent for the carrier, though. Delta, in previous years, in the last year, collected $830 million in ticket cancellation and change fees. American Airlines collected $819 million, and United Airlines collected $625 million, according to the U.S. Department of Transportation. So those change fees were doing the company pretty good in terms of revenue, kind of hefty for the passengers. The changes come as the three major carriers all consider furloughing nearly 6,300 pilots total as a mandate to protect airline jobs tied to a $25 billion federal aid package under the CARES Act to help the travel industry through the COVID-19 slowdown. The mandate is set to expire as of September 30th. Delta said that more than 1,900 pilots face temporary layoffs without more aid from Congress. So that story continues. As the economy makes slow progress from the COVID-19 lockdown earlier this year, passenger traffic has declined 70% year over year, especially due to the drop in leisure and corporate travel, according to the TSA. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated on that. Now, in a quick sports story, a bit of good news. The US Open will be honoring frontline workers via the ball persons uniforms. Typically, the ball boys and girls that usually take up the balls during high-profile tennis matches usually have their own names, but for this particular match, this particular competition, they will actually have the names of first responders and folks, on the front lines of the COVID-19 fight in the Flushing Meadows competition. Ralph Lauren, who is the official outfitter of the US Open this year, provided the uniforms for all on-court officials and all the ball boys and ball girls, and they partnered with New York's Mount Sinai Health System to honor their essential workers from the New York area in recognition of their efforts during the pandemic. Mount Sinai, the Open's medical services provider, chose the 50 employees out of 600 plus submissions. So congratulations to the 50 employees that are going to be honored. Now, at this point, there are no ball boys or ball girls being used except on the two show courts, Arthur Ashe and St. Louis Armstrong stadiums. The grandstand will not be used for the US Open this year. So a bit of good news coming out of New York. And of course, there will be more thorough sports coverage this evening when Casey comes back with the FNN Sports Take at 8 p.m. Eastern. In the meantime, guys, we're going to take another quick commercial break, a final quick commercial break, and then come back with your entertainment story. Stay tuned.
All this time we fought side by side. We trained together. We lost together. And now, you're the only one standing in my way. It's been a while, old friend.
right, guys, welcome back as we wrap up with the entertainment story. Christopher Nolan's summer blockbuster Tenet has had a pretty successful opening for its first week of international release at 53 million. So congrats on the box office there. Now, according to Warner Brothers, the sci-fi thriller opened in 41 markets, including Canada, the UK, France, and Germany. Tenet starts its US rollout this coming weekend, September 3rd. And of course, the previews have already begun. You've likely seen lots of folks doing their reviews, and the preview screenings began on August 31st. Now, Warner Brothers, of course, originally scheduled the film to be released in the US back on July 17th, but the movie's debut in cinemas were repeatedly delayed due to COVID-19, especially since a lot of the major movie theater chains here in the US were still a bit hesitant to reopen yet due to COVID-19. But that does it here for us at the Evening News Rundown, guys. As always, we encourage you to please like, share, and subscribe. Follow, do all of that fun stuff. You'll find us at Florida National News on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And on YouTube, be sure to also click the bell icon to get all the notifications for all of our live streams, because we simulcast on Facebook and YouTube whenever we go live. And of course, follow us on Instagram as well. And as a quick reminder for anyone interested in advertising, just shoot us a quick email at ads@floridanationalnews.com to find out more, or if you're interested in sponsoring one of our segments. And as a quick programming note, this evening, Casey Hudson will be back with the FNN Sports Take at 8 p.m. So be sure to stay tuned here at Florida National News to check out her in-depth sports report for the day. In the meantime, guys, have a great rest of your afternoon. Take care.